What is up everyone, it's TK and welcome back to another video. Now today we're gonna have a sneak peek number 1 and I gathered the most important parts of the sneak peeks in today's video. So let's dive in and see this. Firstly, rest in peace to Town Hall weapon levels in Town Hall 12, 13, 14 and 15. These are going to be exactly the same as our Town Hall 16, which only had one level, basically nothing. So you upgrade it to the new Town Hall and you have the maximum amount of the level and the power of that weapon. You no longer have to upgrade your Town Hall to be able to get that weapon all the way maxed out. So if you are currently upgrading your Town Hall weapon, cancel it, because you can gain some more loot and a percentage of your cancellation. But after the update, if you are upgrading your Town Hall weapon, there will be literally no upgrade. It will cancel it by itself, but it has no refund, so you'll just missing out on some free loot. Let's talk about the Springtrap rework, because now we have more info. So Springtrap is a 1x1 trap, and now what happens is that whenever it's basically a troop on the same housing capacity or lower and it goes on top of it, it will immediately eject it. I'm saying the same because the maximum Springtrap capacity will be 18. That is unfortunate. This is an issue because Root Riders do not get sprung out of the base with this Springtrap. Everyone thought 7 new levels would make a difference because it would actually technically go ahead and spring out a Root Rider, but it doesn't. But in another case, it does decent damage, to be honest. But one thing you have to watch out for the damage is that if you have two Springtrap back to back, and if a troop goes on top of them both together, you only receive one of the damage, but it gets up, like, stun on the air, and it comes back, retargets, and move on. So you need to have like a little bit of a space between your Springtrap to work perfectly. You can't just put all the Springtrap in one row and try to defend something. It doesn't work like that, and mainly about the Springtraps, that is kind of how things will go. There is a similarities to the builder base, but the way it stuns defense troops, and one thing it also does is obviously shoot them upwards. That is for the troops or heroes that have higher housing space than the Springtrap of that current level. So yeah, overall, I mean, I'm okay with that. It's alright, and I feel like it could have been 2 more housing space to drop a Root Rider out that would completely demolish the Root Rider attackers, but unfortunately it doesn't. So that means next season we will be pushing back with the Root Riders, unfortunately, but we have to see what happens, man, in sneak peek number 2, because it's going to be interesting. Let's move on to another fact. There is some balance changes, and firstly we're going to talk about Diggy. Diggy is getting a simple rework, so whenever he comes upwards, no matter what it is, it's a building, it's a hero, it's a clan castle group, it will stun it. So it's not just for defenses anymore. It will stun literally everything. So that is it for Diggy. We're gonna move on to Heroic Torch, because back then when you popped it, the Warden didn't get hasted. The Warden is staying behind whilst the troops are so quickly, so that way your troops might get cooked a bit further when they go and the Warden stay back. Now, up next, we're gonna have the Warden less likely to form a group with the boogers and follow the boogers. So now he's just gonna have a little bit of a rework or balance change, or a better quality of life change, so he doesn't follow stupid stuff. And thankfully, that is an issue. But the most important part of the balance change is the Furnace nerf. So the Furnace on the maxed version of it could kill entire healers with one little Fire Mite. Right now, it doesn't do it. So the Fire Mites, it will get a nerf in a way that one maxed Fire Mite cannot kill a group of healers that are maxed level. So get your healers maxed out. But what does that mean about your Queen healer puppet? They die. If there is a maxed Fire Mite from the clan castle and it jumps on your Queen healer puppet, because they are originally lower than the maxed healers, they will die still, so watch out for that. There are some nice general improvements, but honestly the most important one is about the Clash Masteries, which now when you tap on them you can actually see what year they've been, and the other one is actually bringing new skins and equipment to the chests, we got the Lunar New Year RC Space Queen, Egypt Warden, Football RC, Wild West Grand Warden, Clash Games Barbarian King, Anime RC, Clash of Win Archer Queen, and for the equipment, we got Snake Bracelet, Action Figure, Dark Clown, and Heroic Torch. All kinds of new equipments that we received just this year. This is a huge change for the people who are free to play and they didn't play in those times and they missed on the equipment. Well, now you have a chance to gain exactly the equipment that we worked and got it. You can get it out of a chest for a lucky drop. Hopefully you'll be lucky and get it because these equipments are really game changing. So obviously we got some decoration. I'm not gonna read every single one of them. You can see it on the screen. These decoration will also be inside the chest, but let's move on for now to another main part of the sneak peek. There's a huge change to the shield and the guard system, but before that we had some kind of, I would say, resourcing like stuff. There is some economy changes, there is some bug fixes. It's just a lot of loot bonuses and a lot of like easier way to play the game. Okay, let me tell you that, but it's nothing as major, so I'm not gonna cover it. It's on the screen. You can take your screenshots or pause the game, like not the game, the video, and kind of read through it. But let's move on to shield and guard chest because these change aim to make the game's shield mechanic more understandable. The village guard will completely be removed from being awarded after defenses when shield expire, and also it will be removed from the shop, so that is interesting. Then now they're introducing magic shield. What the hell is this? So let me explain. Now, Magic Shield is technically going to replace the shield itself. So let me make it simple for you. This is rewarded to you when your village gets destroyed 30% or more. If it's below that, you won't receive this. So what does this do? It basically gives you an 8-hour duration, and it's always like that. So if you get, for example, an 80% on defense or 100% on defense or a 35% on defense, you're always gonna have an 8-hour shield duration. And attacks that are above 30% on your base, it doesn't also generate you the revenge button. So if someone, for example, get you absolutely destroyed, that's when you get that revenge opportunity to them. So that is a little bit of the revenge thing that we will be talking about it a lot more. But if, for example, someone just comes in and grabs one dark elixir from you and leave, you cannot revenge them. They need to hit your base higher than 30%. That way, the revenge button gets activated. Villages with magic shield can be attacked, and there will always be attacks on shadow bases. So what I think is that loot rewards are generated by economy, okay? So, and the same applies obviously to revenge attacks. So it's a bit getting confusing, but I will definitely like explain this a lot better for you. So generating a defense log entry, but magic shield icon will indicate that no actual loot or trophies are taken from the defender. So you can get the magic shield, but your base can get hit, but you won't lose trophies or loot. The other player who did this will gain it, and if they are a higher percentage than 30%, you can revenge them and gain the same loot, but they won't lose the loot or the trophies if they also have a magic shield on their account as well. Now you might be saying, well, I want to buy it. How much does it cost? Well, the magic shield can be purchased in the store or the shop, basically however you want to call it. 1 day equals to 100 gems, 2 days 150, 1 week 250 gems, and in order they have 4-day cooldown, 7-day cooldown, and 35-day cooldown, which is a lot actually for the 1 week magic shield, but it is a magic shield. It's kind of crazy. Now there is a lot of things about the shield which players can choose to remove their magic shield as well, and one thing is that the old shield will turn into magic shield on release. So if you already have a shield, once you're going into the update, you will gain the magic shield. A lot of people in Legends don't know what's going on. Well, unfortunately, you won't get a magic shield. That's just simple as that. In Legends, we don't have a shield unless you go ahead and purchase yourself a nice little shield right now, or when the update is dropping, maybe a few hours before it, maybe in sneak peek number 2, so that way you have magic shield when the update drops, just in advance if you wish to. That's just something up to you. And if you have a shield that is longer than the 8 hours, it also goes to be a magic shield that is longer than 8 hours. So it's not like you have a 3-day shield and it just refers to a magic shield that is like 8 hours after the update. No, don't worry. If you have a 3-day shield, you will then get a 3-day magic shield after the update. Now, players in Legends League will have the option to purchase Legends Shield from the shop, which is different from the Magic Shield slightly, which protects the loot in battles. The Legends Shield allows players to take a break in the Legends League. It applies to the following Legends Day, so when you buy the shield, it's not like you have to do the attacks and you buy shield and you won't receive it. This is the same as it's already been. So you have to buy the shield and the next day the shield applies, so you cannot attack and you cannot get defenses. You could also do it 2 or 1 minute before the reset, which I don't suggest. The game might get some glitch or bugs and you might miss out. It will be just a madness. Don't do it. Do it at least an hour or something before the reset of the new day, so that way you have received the defense, you have gotten the attacks, and you're going to get a shield on your next day. Now, players may not attack or be attacked while under a shield of legends. This is similar to what we have right now, I believe, but yeah. It's just crazy, but they're removing the guard. So the village guard will be completely removed, and that the guard is guaranteed to people after a shield expires. No replacement in the new system. So it's done, it's over, and we're cooked. No, I'm joking. We're not cooked, but let's move on to another important part. So let me put this whole entire rework in 1 or 2 sentences. Shield prevents the attack right now from the others. They cannot attack you. And shield length is reduced, so when you attack, it gets less and less and less. This is right now. What happens after the update? Let me put it all in a summary. Well, the entire system and the economy gives the trophies and the loot. So you will receive attacks, but on your shadow base. You won't lose trophies or you won't lose loot. Your base becomes a shadow inside the magic shield. Technically, this is all you need to know. So if you're also attacking or revenging someone and they are under the shield, but you don't know they're under the shield, it will write it probably down for you. I don't have the exact screen, but I believe it should write it down for you. And that way you know, okay, they're under the shield. I can take loot from them, but unfortunately they won't lose loot or trophies. So is their revenge really worth it? That's why we need to wait for them to lose the shield or the magic shield and attack immediately. There is some little timings about that, but yeah, in general, no action by the player can reduce the length of magic shield except if they manually remove the entire magic shield. So if you have magic shield, you cannot make it less. It's technically a shield and a guard at the same time that you won't lose trophies or loot. Simple as this. Now let's move on. Let's talk more on revenge. This is interesting. So villages with magic shield can be attacked, thus re-enabling the revenge system in the game. This is making a lot of sense when I read through the notes. So defenses where the attacker took more than 30% of the available loot can be revenged. So if you have 300,000 elixir and the attacker took 100,000 of it, or maybe that is also the entire elixir, dark and gold, if they took 1/3 of it, you can revenge them. In the case that replays have been invalidated, for example, there is a maintenance break or the replays are just way too down below on your defense log, you cannot attack them if you can't see the replay on your base. This is when the replay button just is not available, so you can't revenge as well. Now, a shadow base is generated for every revenge attack, regardless of the target's magic shield status. Targets without magic shield do not receive any shield when revenged is attacked. After a defense, the defender, which is you, for example, you got a defense, you have 12 hours to do the revenge, and that time is always going to be there no matter when you got the attack. So if you receive the attack in the morning but you logged on, for example, in the afternoon, you're like, hold up, I have 7 hours to hit this guy because 5 hours went past from the morning. So make sure you log into the game more if you want to see more revenge on your option list, obviously. Now, loot in revenge attacks is obviously gold, elixir, and dark elixir. There is league bonuses and stars towards the star bonus. So you have everything basically for that, except I believe trophies. So I'm not too sure about the trophy. I don't want to kind of say something like that is mistakenly, but there is league bonus, which is just something that comes on top of your gold elixir, dark elixir. So that means you won't get trophies, but I don't technically know what happens to the trophies because by the time I'm recording this, we do not have access to the sneak peek number 2, which I believe is going to be about the new leaks. So yeah, it will be for tomorrow's video, but right now I have no info on the trophies itself. Now, when is this revenge possible? Battles that are eligible to revenge are any battles that trigger a magic shield for the defending player is then eligible to be revenged within the eligible revenge period with a few exceptions. So the revenge period has expired. For example, obviously it's more than 12 hours, you can't take a revenge. On the other hand, revenge is only available if the replay is valid. As I said, if a player hits revenge button and then hits end battle, it's done. You cannot just go back and revenge it, okay? It's cancelled and it's just done and dusted, okay? So do not do it. Now, there is a little bit of a note here. Attacks where the attacker has upgraded into Legends League after the attack can now be revenged in the new system where we have split competitive casual mode. So obviously this is a little bit confusing, I know, but you got the idea of the revenge system. The important parts are where you can revenge a lot quicker, you can revenge even, and even if the base is under the shield, okay? Now the most important part of the revenge is the loot you gain. Back then, if you want to revenge someone and you finally found them, they had no loot. So out of 30 players who attacked you, you maybe would have found like one player you could have revenged that didn't have a shield or weren't online, and that way they just didn't have the loot. But now when they attack you and they get a certain amount of loot, and when you revenge them, you can at least get that loot back. This is why the revenge has that like economy loot, and it's a shadow base, so it can be a bit more enjoyable. You can gain something with it and you can crush the enemy base when it crushed you back and show them who is better. This is all for sneak peek number 1. I believe it's a lot of information, guys. The note page is 12 full written notes. I cancelled a lot of the things, so I didn't want to make this video too long. It's actually like half an hour right now. I might edit this to like a bit lower, maybe like 20 minutes to make things even lesser and lesser for you. But in general, yeah, I have to make a few cuts in this video, man. Too long. Holy sneak peek. But the sneak peek number 2 will be massive because it's the new leaks. We want to see what happens with the ranked mode. We want to see what is going on to our beautiful Legends League. How does the trophies count? What happens in the future of Clash of Clans competitive scene? And hopefully I will see you back then tomorrow. Take care and peace.